You can maximize your tax refund by taking a home office deduction. I am Carla Dennis, and in this video, I am going to take you step by step on how you can take the home office deduction and maximize your tax savings. But before we jump in, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of this wealth building information. So let's get after it. How do you take a home office deduction and what are the requirements? That's the most important thing. In order to take a home office deduction, you have to work from home, and that area of your home has to be used exclusively for business. Now, you don't have to work at home all the time. I want to make sure I caveat that. Let's say, for example, you have an office outside of the home like I do, and I have a home office. My home office is considered my administrative office, where I deal with all of my paperwork. What if you have a W-2 job and you go to your W-2 job and you have a side hustle? Can you take a home office deduction? Yes, you can, because that home office is being used for your business. So it's so important that you know what the qualifications are. Exclusive use, that is where you're going to be conducting your business for your actual business itself, and you either have an administrative office or that's your exclusive office that you utilize. There are really three ways to take a home office deduction. Two of them are listed in the IRS books, but I'm gonna tell you about another way that most people don't even think about. The first way to take a home office deduction is use the simplified method. This is where you're going to take $5 times the square footage of the home office up to a maximum of 300 square feet. Meaning, if your home office is 200 square feet, you're going to take $5 times 200. If your office is 100 square feet, you're going to take $5 times 100 square feet. The maximum square footage and the simplified method is 300 square feet. The second way to take a home office deduction is to take your total square footage of your house. So say your total square footage is 1,000 and say your home office is 200 square feet. That means the percentage of your home office to the total is 20%. Then you're gonna get all your expenses, your electrical expenses, your gas expenses, your rent or your mortgage interest, your insurance, repairs, whatever it is, and you're gonna take 20% of those items as a home office deduction. Therefore, you're using actual expenses versus the simplified method where IRS gives you an amount that you can take. The third method, and my personal favorite, is I am going to rent a portion of the space in my home to my business. Just like if I were to go out and rent any other location, like I rent my office, or maybe I go rent space in someone else's office. Why can't I rent a portion of my home to my business? When you're doing that, you don't have to worry about the exclusive use of that particular space because you are renting that space. And the way you're gonna do that is you're gonna get comparable rents, meaning you're gonna look on the internet and find out how much would it cost if I rented a place that's 100 square feet, 200 square feet. Get those comparable rents and print them out. Get a lease agreement between your business and yourself. Google it. They have lease agreements. Fill it out because we want to make sure that everything is done properly. The third thing that you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your business pays you the rent amount every single month or however often you use the home office. Whatever the lease terms are, the rent amount needs to exchange hands because you are the landlord for your business. And we want to make sure we're doing everything at what we call an arm's length transaction. What would normal people in a circumstance like that do? Therefore, you want to make sure that that rent changes hands. And then at the end of the year, you want to make sure that your business sends you a 1099 for the amount of the rent received. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, Carla, I'm just going to have additional income. not surely. Hold on. You're going to report the additional income on your return, but it's not going to be taxable. Why? Because you're going to allocate the expenses to that rent. All the expenses you're paying, the utilities, the gas, the rent, you're going to allocate it so that you net down to zero. Therefore, your business gets a great deduction and you are able to lower your taxes. That is so important when you're dealing with home office deductions. When you are using the regular method to take a home office deduction, what are some of the expenses that you can deduct? That is a really good question for you to understand. You want to be able to deduct your utilities, your gas, your water, your electric. What if you have a security system? You want to be able to deduct your security system. You want to deduct anything that you have to pay for the utilization of that particular home, repairs, things of that nature, maintenance. You want to deduct those items, cleaning fees, if you have someone come clean your home. Now, items that are going to be exclusively used for the home office are not going to be prorated. Allow me to give an example. I have high-speed internet purely because I work from home. I'm doing video calls. I have to have high-speed internet, and I wouldn't need that if I did not work from home. Therefore, my entire internet bill is allocated to my business. The portion that is utilized for my home is really incidental. It's de minimis. It's very small, so it really doesn't matter. I'm taking a full write-off on that. I had to upgrade my security system because I have servers and high-level equipment in my home. Therefore, the security system that I acquired now is purely for my business. These are the things that you're going to allocate to the home office, but you're going to use that write-off purely as to the home office and prorate the other expenses that the entire home utilizes. When you take a home office deduction, you want to make sure you are using the right form. Form 8829 is the home office form that you're going to use when you are filing your income taxes. If you are a sole proprietor, if you are a single member LLC, you want to make sure that you use Form 8829 to take your home office deduction. Please do not write on your Schedule C under other expenses, home office deductions, and just put a number. That is not the way that it goes. I see a lot of that when I'm reviewing prior tax returns. Make sure you utilize the proper forms. Why? Because the law requires us to follow certain processes and procedures. We want to make sure that we are following the law, so we want to make sure that we document it properly and we use the proper form. Form 8829 is for home office deduction. What are some of the mistakes that I see people doing when it comes to the home office deduction? The number one mistake I see is not using the proper form, not having the proper documentation in place. Let me be clear. When you have a home office, unless you want IRS to come tour your home office and knock on your door, make sure you take pictures, because pictures speak 1,000 words. Take pictures of your home office. Make sure you don't have clothes hanging up in the closet. Make sure you're not using that home office for anything other than your business dealings, because it's supposed to be for the exclusive use. Make certain that you keep your utility bills, all of them, your electric bill, your gas bill, you keep your rent payment. Make sure your documentation is tight. We never want to invite an audit, but in the event there is an audit, you always want to be ready. And the only way to be ready is to roll ready, stay ready. You don't need to ever get ready when you stay ready. So keep your documentation in place. And at the end of the day, never be afraid to take your expenses against your income. When you are operating in integrity and you are doing the right thing, there's a lot of ways that you can lower your taxable income. And the home office deduction is one of them. As long as you properly deduct it, know how to do it, know there's 3 methods, simplify the regular method, and being able to rent a portion of your home to your business, making sure you use the proper form 8829, making sure you have the proper documentation, and it's for the exclusive use of your business. When you know better, you got to do better. That is why I want you to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this wealth building information. And I expect all of you to properly take your home office deduction.